Volemi. Para quienes se conectan por primera vez con nosotros, Volemi es una empresa dedicada 100% al reclutamiento de estudiantes a universidades en el exterior. Nosotros tenemos otros destinos, pero digamos que nuestro interés principal es reclutar para universidades en Reino Unido. ¿Por qué Reino Unido? Porque Reino Unido tiene muchas ventajas para los estudiantes internacionales y porque sus universidades son universidades con muy buen reconocimiento a nivel internacional. Todo el proceso y todo el acompañamiento que nosotros damos a nuestros estudiantes es 100% gratuito, es decir, en ningún momento nosotros vamos a cobrar alguno de nuestros servicios. Siempre los pagos se realizan directamente a la universidad que ustedes hayan escogido y nosotros los acompañamos desde el momento de búsqueda de destino a revisión de programas, luego proceso de aplicación, financiación y todo lo que es relacionado con ya trámites de visa y todo lo que es relacionado también con acomodación y preparativos de viaje. Entonces, eso es lo que hace Volemi. Trabajamos directamente con las universidades y como les comenté al principio de la videollamada, el día de hoy vamos a estar hablando de Queen's University Belfast. ¿Por qué? Porque es uno de nuestros partners más cercanos. Segundo, porque realmente para el mercado colombiano es una universidad que tiene muy buena reputación, tiene rankings a nivel internacional, está muy bien posicionada y está en una ciudad muy llamativa que es Belfast, que es la capital de Irlanda del Norte. Entonces, la presentación se va a hacer 100% en inglés porque Catherine está en Irlanda, entonces ella vive allá, ella es de Reino Unido, entonces la presentación se va a hacer en inglés para que las personas pues que de pronto también quieran hacer ejercicio de escuchar la pronunciación, el acento, etc., pues lo vean. Igualmente vamos a hacer una sesión de preguntas y respuestas al final. Pueden escribirnos en la caja de chat las preguntas. Al final de la presentación de Catherine vamos a hacer como tal las preguntas y respuestas. Entonces, so Catherine, once again, thank you very much for your time. And right now you, okay, give me 2 minutes. So I will put, now you are the host.
Okay, gracias. And let me share my screen.
We can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Okay. Okay.
Is that better?
Okay, great. Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, let me try and share my screen. Oh, it won't let me because you currently have your screen shared. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Thank you, Alejandra, for the lovely introduction, and thank you for having me. And thank you to all the participants for joining the session. So my name is Catherine. I am the International Recruitment Officer for the Faculty of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences at Queen's University Belfast. And so today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the university in general, a short introduction to Belfast as a location. And then I'm going to focus on our programs from our business school. They're some of our most popular programs. And then we'll have time for some questions at the end. So I'll get started. So this, I'm going to start actually with a short video, just a 2-minute video, which gives you a really nice overview to the university. So I'll play that now. Hopefully the sound works okay.
Catherine, I think you're not sharing the screen yet. Catherine, I think you're not sharing your screen yet.
Sorry, is there an issue with the screen?
Yeah, we're not seeing it.
Catherine? We can't see your
Oh,
screen.
you can't see it?
Yeah.
Oh. Perhaps it's because of the video. Let me try and reshare.
Now we can.
Okay, shall I just start that again? Sorry about that, everyone.
Don't worry.
Okay, so sorry about that brief technical difficulty. So as you saw from the video, there's some really beautiful elements to the university. But first of all, I wanted to start with a little introduction to the geography and the location of Belfast. So as you can see on the map, Belfast is part of, so it's on the island of Ireland, but culturally, well, politically and economically, it's actually part of the UK. So we share the same currency and the same government as the UK, but it is on the island of Ireland. So we're in a very unique position that we have, you know, a British influence as well as a very Irish influence too. So it's a very unique culture and landscape. We consider ourselves to be a very welcoming place. A lot of our students would agree. The people in Belfast and the wider Northern Ireland region are very friendly and helpful. And I think that's one of the things that sets us apart in Belfast is how friendly everyone is and how helpful they are. And the student or the staff members really do go out of their way to help our students settle in well. It's also a really good launch pad for travel because it's based on the island of Ireland. You can travel within 90 minutes to get to Dublin. It's also a 1-hour flight to London as well, and most other UK cities too. So it's really easy to get around and it's really well connected with 2 airports in Belfast and then 90 minutes just to Dublin as well. That's one of the benefits too, it's well connected. This is the Titanic Museum. So this is just a bit of an insight into the culture. So you may not know that the Titanic was actually built in Belfast. It's one of the things that we're famous for is shipbuilding. So we we have a museum dedicated to all things Titanic, and it's something that we are proud of in Belfast, but we do like to provide the disclaimer of saying that it was fine when it left Belfast, so we're not taking responsibility for anything that has happened after that. And then this is the Belfast City Centre, and this is our City Hall and the building on the left-hand side, and some really beautiful old architecture in Belfast, really beautiful buildings. And Belfast is also really easy to get around because it's a relatively small city with a population of around 300,000 people. It means that it's not overpopulated, the traffic isn't too bad, and it's very walkable in that it's a smaller city, so that you can walk almost everywhere from the city centre, and you can walk to campus, and it's really easy to get around. Another one of the key features of Belfast is that it's the most affordable student city in the UK, around 60% lower cost of living compared to London. I think I didn't mention there as well, actually, it's also the safest city in the UK as well. So the crime rates here are really low. So it's somewhere that a lot of our students do feel really safe. And that's something else to take into consideration as well. But this is the university. So we have a really beautiful campus. And I think a lot of people, we've had some visitors recently this week, and they've only ever seen the university through the virtual tours and through video, and they were so surprised that it's even nicer in real life and the buildings are even more spectacular. So this is the main campus, and this is the quad area, and just behind the main Lanyon building. So the university itself is ranked in the top 250 in the world. We're ranked in the top 30 in the UK and ranked in the top 170 in the world for graduate prospects. Queen's University Belfast is part of the Russell Group. So that's a group of elite universities in the UK. It's the 9th oldest university in the UK, and it was founded in 1845 by Queen Victoria. So that is where the name Queen's University comes from. And then we recently conferred Secretary Hillary Rodham Clinton as our Chancellor. So the aim of today's conversation really is to give you a bit more information about our management school. So the management school is the business school at Queen's University, and I'm going to guide you through some of the key points about the management school, some of the key features, and talk through some of the courses that we offer. So this is at Riddle Hall, and this is basically the campus dedicated to Queen's Management School. It's a short 10-minute walk from the main campus, and it's located at this beautiful building. So this is where we have some classrooms, some computer suites. As a postgraduate student, you will do some of your studies here. Some of your classes will also take place at other locations around the main campus too. But all of the Queen's Management School academics are located here at Riddle Hall. So if you ever need to meet with your tutor or your advisor of studies, this is where you'll be able to find them. So a little bit about why you might choose to study at Queen's Management School. So we're ranked in the top 200 in the world for business and economics, ranked in the top 10 in the UK for accounting and finance. And that's a very consistent statistic for us for accounting and finance. We're consistently ranked year on year within the top 10 in the UK. And we have strong industry engagement links, and we have a trading room on campus for our finance students, which I'll talk a little bit more about later. We also recently gained EQUIS accreditation and also AMBA accreditation, which puts us in the top 1% of business schools around the world. And this is just a little bit of the outside of Riddle Hall. So we have some little study pods, and we call this the study garden. So it's just for students who want to maybe have a little bit of a different atmosphere while they're studying, and take a break and get out into a green space, some fresh air, and a different perspective for your breaks in between classes. The larger sort of pod facility there with all of the glass is actually a little kitchenette, a dining room, so students can have some snacks in between classes and make a cup of tea or coffee. Okay, so these are the programs that we offer. So I'm aware that most of you are probably looking at postgraduate study. So the range of courses that we have are accounting and finance, business analytics, economics, finance, human resource management, international business, management, marketing, quantitative finance, risk and investment management, and our MBA. And we recently launched a brand new program for September this year, and a master's in actuarial science. So that's a really exciting development for the school. There aren't very many actuarial science masters available currently in the UK, and we have a really excellent actuarial science department at Queen's. And I mentioned earlier that we have a trading room. So on campus in Riddle Hall, we have a trading room sponsored by a local fintech company called Fintree. And within this trading room, we have 12 Bloomberg terminals. So our students who study accounting, some accounting, mostly finance and economics, get access to study some of their classes within the trading room. So this is a multi-award winning financial, the Bloomberg terminals themselves are, I suppose not too many UK universities have as many as 12 within their trading room. It's the education package of Bloomberg. So it has all of the same facilities as a live Bloomberg system that you would use within a real company, except that students can't actually use it to trade when they're in the classroom. However, we do have a student managed fund, which is a student society, and it's led by students. So there's a CEO, a CFO, there's analysts, and they're all students, and it's a student-led organization, and they have £50,000 of real money that they get to invest each year, trade and invest as they wish. They use it to manage a real investment portfolio, and that gives them really excellent professional experience for the future. Similarly, for the students who study finance, and they get to learn about the Bloomberg terminals and how to trade and invest within their classes, it often sets them apart in terms of employment, and they get the opportunity to learn those real skills before they graduate, and it's something that employers are often very impressed by. And then in terms of industry links as well, so we do have a dedicated placement team within the management school. So for the most part, the placement office is dedicated to securing undergraduate placements. However, we do have occasion where they do also help our postgraduate students. So for example, the Masters in Marketing has the option of a placement in the 3rd semester. And the placement office do also help with general employability skills, so to help prepare you for your future career, and they can help prepare your CV and give you interview skills, and they do have a lot of connections within industry. So there are some examples of some of the companies that we work with and have connections with. We do also host employer fairs on campus, so our current students can meet with potential employers and have those direct conversations with them as well. We also have an international center. So we have 2 dedicated student support officers within the school here, dedicated to international students. One is for postgraduate students and the other is for undergraduate students, but they're basically there to act as a point of contact for you within all aspects related to international student experience. So that's an excellent facility that we have. It's an additional support available to our international students on campus. And then these are just some examples of some firms and examples of jobs that some of our alumni have gone on to work in. So you can see some examples. I'm sure you recognize some of those companies. I'm not going to list them all, but yes, so Apple, for example, Morgan Stanley and Amazon are just some examples of those. But our graduates have gone on to gain some really successful jobs. And then finally, I just wanted to talk about the scholarship. So this is a scholarship that's specifically for postgraduate management skills students. And so if you are applying to one of our business related programs, we do have the £5,000 scholarship available. And this excludes the MBA, as it has its own separate scholarship. So you don't have to submit an additional application to be considered for the scholarship. Once you receive your offer to study with us, then you will receive a notification of the scholarship. And then some other scholarships that we have on offer include the Early Confirmation Award. So if you pay your fees minus the scholarships that you're eligible for by the 30th of June and have accepted your unconditional offer, and then you're able to get the additional 1,500 discount. And then our Vice Chancellor's Award is a 50% fee discount, and that does require a separate application. So you can find all of the details of that on our website. And this is just an example of what the cost would look like using the Masters in Finance as an example. So normally the fee is 20,500, but if you get the scholarship, then that's an additional £5,000 discount. And then the additional £1,500 discount would give you a total discount of 16,000 or 6,500. So your fees would be 14,000. So it is, I think it's an excellent scholarship. It gives a lot of discount as well. So it's something to consider when you're choosing where you might want to study in the future. And then just to maybe recap on some of the topics that I covered already and maybe why you might want to choose Queen's. So a Russell Group University, one of the 24 elite universities in the UK, a really beautiful campus. So this image on the left-hand side is our graduate school, and this facility is available to graduate students only. So undergraduate students can't access this, and it's a really beautiful space. There's a computer suite here. There's some private study rooms, there's group study rooms, and there's small teaching rooms as well. And the graduate school themselves run a lot of activities throughout the year. They run workshops and courses and things to help improve your experience as well as your employability when you graduate. And so that sort of encompasses our excellent facilities as well, but we do also have an excellent library, a PE centre, and great accommodation options. And it's a safe and friendly location, as I mentioned before. So it is the safest city in the UK, and we're super friendly in Belfast, and it is the lowest cost of living for students as well. So hopefully some of those things might encourage you to consider Queen's in the future. But that's really all from me for now. So I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you very much.
Yes, Catherine, we have a couple of questions.
Okay.
The first one was about the vaccine and everything related with the COVID situation. So could you please tell us how is the situation in the UK right now, and if the student has any kind of restriction to enter to the UK or even to apply to the university?
Okay, so I'm actually not 100% sure what the process is for getting entry into the UK. At the moment in the UK, there are no restrictions. There's nothing enforced by law here. So in terms of like there'll be face-to-face classes, events will take place face-to-face. They're still encouraging people to avail of the vaccine, and I'm not sure if that might affect, travel in the future. It might be easier for students to arrive if they have their vaccine. But if not, I'm sure there'll be other, there'll be other options as well that may or may not include quarantine. But I imagine by September, there should be a fair amount of freedom in terms of travel. So things here are pretty much back to normal.
How is the lectures, and so the student, if the student is taking the master degree in person, it's 100% in person right now, and it's necessary, for example, the vaccination card?
No. So the government here have removed the guideline or the restriction around having to present the vaccination card to enter, buildings or facilities. So the university isn't currently checking students' vaccination cards. It might be something that you may have to submit, upon registration, but to the best of my knowledge, there has been no, there's been no sort of restriction or enforcement of this. It's just encouraged.
And what about the lectures? Is everything like back to normality? Is
So
everything in person?
Yeah, so the only exception, I believe, of the really large classes, so those lectures still take place online, and then there's smaller group teaching to support the lectures so that students get to discuss the topics on campus face to face. The university just released some more communication today to say that all of the guidelines have been removed for social distancing on campus. So all teaching should be going back to normal. There may still be the odd case where like one class takes place online, but everything else will be face to face.
Great. What about the opportunities you can see for students in terms of work? Like during the master degree, I mean, mainly Colombian students need that kind of opportunities to be able to pay their accommodation and everything. So in terms of work, how is the situation in Northern Ireland?
Yeah, a lot of our students get part-time jobs. So while you're on a student visa, students can work up to 20 hours per week. There are some jobs on campus. Once you register as a student and set your profile up on the online system, you get access to a portal. And I think the portal is called My Future, and the university advertises some opportunities there. And a lot of our students also work in the local bars and cafes and restaurants. So if a student is really keen to find a job, I would recommend having a resume ready to bring with you and just walk around some of the local bars and restaurants and ask if you can drop your resume off there. That's often the easiest way to find jobs. You can also look online on like agency websites for jobs in the UK. I think NI Jobs is one. But yeah, lots of our students work while they're studying.
Great. We have another, well, actually people is asking specifically about some masters, like if the university has education, master in public administration, history, humanities. So the answer is yes. Queen's University Belfast has all those programs. Could you please quickly just let us know the main requirements for general requirements for a master degree, and specifically the IELTS score, or which other tests are acceptable for the university?
Yeah, so the majority of our master's program requires a 2-1 entry. So I'm not sure how that relates to the entry requirements in your particular region, but on the website, when you check your country section, and that it should show what the equivalent of a 2-1 is. But I can quickly check if
Well, actually, it's mainly the bachelor degree diploma, the transcripts. When we are
Yes.
making the application, the university
Yes.
asks for 2 references.
Yeah.
And we need the passport, obviously, and the test certificate for the for the English level.
Yeah, and then the score requirement is the equivalent of a 2-1. Let me just quickly check. And then also for most of the courses you require the IELTS 6.5 to demonstrate your English language competency. So in Colombia, for example, a 2-1 entry would be the equivalent of a CGPA of 3.8 out of 5. So if that gives a little bit more context around the entry requirement.
Right.
And then for the most part as well, a lot of the courses don't require any professional experience. It's just having your undergraduate certificate.
Okay, great, amazing. And do you know, Catherine, if the university is still accepting the Duolingo test?
So it is for 2022 entry. So this September it is, but I think they might remove that in the future, as we maybe had some issues with the level of English, but for 2022 we are still accepting Duolingo.
Great, Catherine. Well, we don't have any other question for today, so thank you, Catherine, once again for your time, for being here today with us, and thank you very much for the people who is with us today as well. So thank you very much to all of us, and have a great day.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.